Hey Saber fans, Tony here from Run Sabers, and today I've got an unboxing review for you. If you're new to the channel, I do install, unbox, compare, and review these sabers on the channel, so please like, comment, and subscribe. Without further ado, let's get to it. So this is a package from Seven Chambers. This is a Aniflex, so this is their version of Anakin Skywalker's lightsaber from Revenge of the Sith. And so we're going to try to cut this open real quick, so bear with me. And so this came all the way from the UK, and it's very, very nice. I've seen the production photos that when they first teased it and stuff like that. I'm not quite sure. I usually, during these reviews, tell you like what aluminum style it was, what type of CNC machining it was, but honestly, I don't remember what it was. See my address there. All right. This is crazy. Crazy box. Very different box than the mom of all heroes. Get this box out of the way. All right. And there you go. The collector's box for the Aniflex. Let's see what it says here. It says Aniflex, saber, light synchronizer, manufactured 7 Chambers, Norfolk, England, UK. It also has a certified stamp saying saber equipment of proven quality. Far away made, combat-winning sabers since 2016. And it has a little Anakin's pendant there that he gives Padme. So, all right. That. So you guys can see it a bit closer and stuff. That's what it says. Light synchronizer, 7 Chambers. Pretty cool that they go with light synchronizer instead of just calling it Aniflex. I like that. All right, put that aside. And now we get to the contents in the box. So it looks like tons of peanuts here. Don't think anything is actually in this section of the box, so I'm not going to mess with that right off the bat. I am going to pull this thing out. Is there anything in this? Nope. Is there anything in this? No. And here's the bulk of it. This is the Aniflex itself, the body. Very snug box placement. Ooh, it's very heavy. Does not have the button there or there to begin with, it looks like, or the gold springs or the clamp card. So that's something that will be needed added. Put that to the side for now. And then we have this box, this bag of goodies. Might have to grab that knife again real quick. But, oh, no, opened up beautifully. All right. And now it looks like it also has screws in there, so I would advise you to be very careful with this because you will definitely lose those small screws in there. I'll just put the baggie on the side for now, and then we'll see what's next here. This looks like, oh, this is the blade plug. I'm going to take this out. You guys can see that real quick. So this is the blade plug. It has about an inch of depth, and it has like a hollow space there as well. We'll review that closer later. And then this, it looks like your grips and your card. So we'll get this wrapping paper out of the way real quick. And the box. Okay, resituate this stuff here. Okay. So now here we got the body, the blade plug, the grips, and the switch card. And then we have the 2 buttons and several small screws in there as well. Let's get through the grips first. We'll deal with the small stuff last. And so, we've got, I believe, 6 grips here. Oh, you got a Cobra Tech in there too. Beautiful. And then you've got tiny little switches in there as well. Let's see here if I can get them out. There we go. And then Cobra Tech last. With screws. Okay. So, advised as earlier, be very careful. It has very small pieces here. So you've got, right at the bat, you've got the 2 small buttons here for your auxiliary and power. So it looks like it's a 2-button setup. You've got your Cobra Tech and your Cobra Tech screw. You've got your clam card and your small gold greeblies that go inside, not greeblies, but screws, kind of like Graflex pins, go right in there into the Graflex itself. These are your grips. Now, these are plastic. They're hard plastic. They're not rubber or anything like that. And it doesn't have any adhesive on the back like 89 sabers would. And so you'll have to glue these on manually with either E6000 or some other adhesive. But liquid nails would also be pretty good. All right, now we get to this section here with the actual buttons, the section here. Again, be very careful. There are small screws in here. Let's see. There we go. Got the, I guess I would use as aux button. And then we've got the main power here. there, and then I think it should be 4 screws. Yes, so be very careful. Have a flat surface so they're not rolling everywhere. And then there we go, all 4 of them. There we go. You can see those plainly right there, I think, I'd hope. And then, okay, so these screws are the ones that help hold your switch compartment in here, and I'll take apart this so you can kind of see. So you have your pretty nice, first off, these are beautiful. I don't know how well the camera can pick it up, but that is beautiful texture right there. It's very smooth, but it has like what I would say a Mustafar River type of copper tint to it, which is extremely nice. I wonder if you can see it better on the larger circle, but that's just absolutely stunning. And so I absolutely love that. All right, so back to the assembly. So you have these screws that go in here. There's small holes here, and you can what you can do is you put your button switch in here, and it will lay flat, and you have a canal inside this section here that goes down. I don't know how well you can see that in there, but there's a space in there as well. And then so you put these small screws in there, it'll hold this silver piece in there, and then what you want to do is place this. This also has a crevice or an indent here for your tactile switch to set inside, so you still have that tactileness. And so, yes. Then what you want to do also is, it's the same way with this big button here. You'll unscrew this part, you'll have the nice copper anodized piece here, and then you have the 2 holes for your screws, and then you put your switch inside there. And so, now for the main body, and to take it apart, so you've got this place here, it breaks above the Graflex clamp on the clamp card. And so also, it's worth mentioning, these are very deep knurling that you see here. Very deep, very nice. Not sharp at all, but it feels very nice. Now this does not, in 89 sabers, this acts as an activation or auxiliary switch. This in this build or this hilt, it's just static, and so there's nothing you can do there. There are screws that hold it in, and then there's also a blank screw, which probably could serve as a switch, I believe, if you wanted to. So you break this in the middle, so I can do it on camera. There we go. Unscrews very nicely. Again, this is very heavy. Compared to the Voss that I got, this is heavy, very nice. And this is going to be a fingerprint magnet, as you can tell. Alright, so it breaks there. You've got a lot of depth in there. You can see it very nicely. You've got speaker holes there as well. You've got your nice Covertech hole there, which I think clocks very nicely. I'll need to check that. And then you can take out this piece. This screw holds in not just retention, but also the chassis as well. Not the chassis, the black anodized section here. You can unscrew this section, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, I think I'm mistaken. And then I have some retention screws here so I can actually take it apart for you guys. Perfect, nailed it. So you want to unscrew this section here. Now you'll need a very, very small Allen key for your smaller screws. But yeah, so this whole section slides out with that single retention screw. So I'll put this here real quick. Down here, you can still see it. But yeah, so you've got your channel here that runs your auxiliary and your power buttons, and then you have your retention screw there. It looks like you'll have to drill in or have some type of chassis that holds in the LED or neopixel connector, depending on what you want to do. This does take a 7/8 inch blade, so it'll be a smaller interior diameter as well. And then, oh, I could be wrong. This might be your neopixel connector. Actually, no, that can't be because the retention screw is lower than that. But yeah, this is probably a spacer for the place here. But yeah, you'll have to either figure out a way to hold in the neopixel connector or be a part of the chassis. All right, moving on. Put this back in here for temporary use. Put that in there and screw that in. We're going to build this thing in front of you guys so you know how to assemble all this. So you put that screw back to hold that whole place. Now you also have a retention screw on the bottom of this threading on this part of this section of the hilt, which is going to be your chassis retention. It's a very deep retention screw, so you're going to want to either make sure you have a space for it. This is not wanting to go in. Right there, you'll see right there. The retention screw goes pretty deep. See if you can see it or not. Yeah, it goes really deep right there. So we got that one in there. How to line it up and stuff. All right, so first off, we're going to put the back one on. Now you're going to want to just put this section on, and you want the channel opening to be on the bottom of the hilt because your wires are going to go down in the hilt, and so you want those there. And then you want to use these small tiny screws. Be very careful. I'm not sure what Allen size they are. I'm going to kind of experiment here. Not that one. I believe it is this one. Perfect. All right. And then you want to screw in these very nicely. Boop. You don't want to put both of them too tight at first. You want to put them decently loose, one and then the other, and then slowly tighten them so they both have the same, so the button itself is even as well as tightness. So those are on there. And I'm going to install this later, so I'm also not going to screw them on too tight. So, all right, so now that's on. You're going to put your switch in there. Again, either if you wanted it just for aesthetically pleasing, just to have something to press, or not, or if you're installing it like me, you can add wires and install it. And then you have this cap here that screws on afterwards. Very, very nice. Now for the first one, move that. Same thing, you get your opening channel on the bottom of the hilt, and you'll see the screws line up. It's kind of dark because the anodizing, so you can't really see it. And you want to get your Allen key and your screw, line it up, put it in there, screw it on. Not too tight for the first one. As well as the second one. Now, make sure not to get your, this piece mixed up with the other one because the holes won't line up correctly. So make sure you don't mix up the small hole with the large hole. And so, all right, so put the button in there, nice and snug. Of course, when you install this, you're gonna want some way to secure that so it's not moving around. Even though this button will hold it in very nicely, you're still gonna want something to hold that in. Some way. Let's see if I can get this on first time. There we go. And screw it in. Just enough. And so you've got your main power and your aux right there. And so that's how that looks. Very nice. I'll show you the camera here. So you see the main aux button, and then you see the lava one. So very, very nice. I do like the design and the anodizing on those. So, all right, moving on to the gold ones. These are the hardest parts. So you're gonna want some tweezers of some sort to hold on to these things while putting them in. And so I find just very small tweezers work fine. And you want to kind of sink it in and then twist. And so this is going to be the hardest part, I would say, of putting this thing together. All right, so it took me a while, but I finally got it, and I'm doing the final tightens now. But yeah, as I said before, this is going to be the worst part because it's a small item and your tweezers aren't going to grip it really well. So what I find helps is if you thread it for the first time with your tweezers and you hold it with your finger and then put pressure on it and tighten it with the pressure of your finger until it gets tight enough that it holds it like so. And then you want to grab something thicker and just grab it enough on the tip and tighten it so it gets tight enough. With this one, it's going to be a bit tricky. It helps if you had rubber pliers or some metal type of gripping thing. Yeah, that's better. So yeah, those aren't going anywhere. So there you go. So you can see it on the camera here as well. Very nice gold pieces. So yeah. All right. So getting back to the rest of the assembly. So the top half is basically done. We're going to go and add the Covertech here. Now the Covertech is a bit different. It has a sticking out groove here, which you can see. This is actually for a, so you can have your grips lay underneath it. And so it has to stick up like that, just enough that your grips can go underneath it. Now there are diagrams and stuff you can print off and jazz for making sure that your grips are aligned. I will probably do so for these, and I say these for this one, again, just for accuracy's sake. There are 6 of them, so it shouldn't be too hard to make even and make sure it's accurately placed. Now again, I'm not going to put the grips on in this video, mainly because I know gluing takes forever. You'll probably see that on the install video that will be released later. Now you've got the Covertech on. This is where the clamp card fits. which very nicely. You can probably glue it down for sure. You could probably actually place a magnet there or something like that, but I would definitely recommend glue. And so that's a beautiful card. I'm going to show that on the big camera as well. Big camera. So that's your clam card. It's actually metal. It's actually like a brass type of piece. It's been engraved and anodized, so you can see it very well. I'm not sure if it's anodized or painted or something like that, but very, very nice piece added to the clam card. Now, you can take apart, this whole section is one piece, but you can take apart the Graflex clamp here. I'm not going to do it in this video because, again, it's kind of static anyways, so you wouldn't have to take it apart if you're going to install it. And so I'm just going to screw that in so you guys can see the kind of final product. Now, SaberSense also has a chassis for this, so if you want to install this yourself, it has a crystal reveal option as well, so if you want to do that, that's the option to you. I'm going to undo the Allen key here so I can put that blade plug in. But yeah, definitely a beautiful build. You can have its interior diameter for the inside of the hilt is way beyond what you could put a 28mm speaker. The install is going to be very, very loud for anybody who installs this. And so, there we go. A very snug blade plug, I should say. There we go. And then put this back in. All right, and then we're gonna put this thing on here, and so you're gonna get the full picture here. I'll move the grips aside so you can just see the hilt. So there you go. Now, what's kind of interesting is that the gold on this doesn't match the copper of the thing, which is probably accurate. I'm not entirely sure, but it does match the pins, which is quite nice. But it looks very, very good. So yeah, 7/8 inch blade plug. I'll show you on here too, a better view. So hold that clamp into place, and so you see that very, very nice. Again, fingerprint magnet, kind of ignore the fingerprints, but overall very, very nice. A very fine addition. Now, these do come back in stock. Right now, currently, they're unavailable on Seven Chambers' website, but they will be available over the summer. June 1st, I believe, is when they become available again. Definitely go snag one. It's very, very nice, very heavy. Definitely dual, like, not, well, I say dual worthy because it's sturdy, but I wouldn't want to dual something that's chrome plated. So that includes the unboxing review for the Aniflex 7 Chambers lightsaber. Now, as accuracy goes, I'm not sure how it compares to the 89 Saber's Skinny Flex. I'm really wanting to compare the two, and when I do, you'll definitely see it. Now, these will be back in stock in June over the summer for $256. That was the original retail for this in US dollars. It was 185 pounds UK pricing, and so I hope this was insightful on what you're buying. I hope you end up going grab one because these are very nice hilts. Of course, have a wonderful day, and may the Force be with you.